Move, G.
Whoa. You're all right, buddy. So Nate obviously could not talk from a young age, and we learned that through AAC services that would come and talk to him and try to figure out what was going on with his speech. And I vividly remember early on, we would not know what he was wanting, and so we would just give him a water bottle in the car a lot, and he would drink lots and lots of water. And Matt and I chuckle about this before because he couldn't communicate with us. So as we progressed through figuring out that Nate had a speech delay, we of course ended up finding out about the speech devices through our speech services. It was hard to communicate with Nate before that speech device. He's slowly grown in using words, but it was difficult to understand, and it's hard to communicate and know what your kid is wanting and needing when they can't talk to you. Going through the process of getting Nate's device was actually very smooth. We had it first suggested to us from our SLP that worked with us and the services that Nathan got, and they suggested it, and they were like, well, you can sometimes, we don't know if he's gonna get all of his speech, but they thought it would jumpstart his speech even more, and so they said, check with your doctor, see if your insurance is gonna cover it, and why wouldn't you, kind of idea. And so from then, it just kind of, the ball started rolling once we got that okay from our doctor. He was all for it and said, yeah, I think it's a great idea too. And so then we got connected with Talk to Me Technologies, and it was a very smooth process from start to finish. It went pretty fast. He enjoys showing people his device, and we encourage him to. If he's having trouble communicating something, we'll say, Nate, go get your device. And so then he enjoys showing things. He has a fun sense of humor, and so he'll kind of do some fun things with it too. And you can see that fun sense of humor because he can express himself more through the device. He has 3 siblings, and everybody has been very willing to engage with him. They kind of enjoy talking back to him through it as well. So it's a big bonus for our family to have it. We can just get to know Nate better through that communication tool. Of course, as a parent, you always want your child to be as independent as they can. Nathan, that's our goal, is for him to continue to grow and to learn, and we want him to be able to communicate and fulfill what he is supposed to do with the purpose of his life. So anything that we can do to help him with that, like the speech device, is a big win. I would just say a huge thing about having the device is the personalization of the device as well. So for example, we can change it to Grammy and Poppy on his device that was Grandma and Grandpa, and being able to add all those components onto the device so that he can really tell people about his life. Otherwise, yeah, that alone opens its door up, because if you just had something that was very generic for a child to use, it just wouldn't be as personalized, right? And so by him then being able to tell people, hey, I like to go and do this, that's gonna just open doors in itself for him to be able to communicate to pretty much anyone. In the beginning, because Nate did have some speech, I think I was like, why would he need a speech device? Like, there was a hindrance that maybe this would hinder his speech. And that was I really appreciated that about the SLP we were working with. Again, our doctor being very on board. A lot of people around with resources and teachers just saying, like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, it's not going to hinder him. And so I think people that are looking at devices need to realize, yeah, you guys know, Talk to Me knows, the SLPs know, they are there wanting to help the kid, just like reading, because hearing people read to you develops the same type of thing in your brain as reading a book yourself. It seems counterintuitive, right? You're like, can it really work that I'm just reading this book? Well, they're still hearing it.